In June of 1962, 3 men disappeared from one of the most secure prisons in America. For decades, officials insisted they had drowned. But 50 years later, a letter arrived that forced people to ask an impossible question. What if one of them survived? It began inside the walls of Alcatraz Federal Penitentiary, a prison built on an isolated island surrounded by freezing waters and violent currents. Escape was considered impossible. The prison sat far enough from shore to discourage hope, and cold enough to turn even strong swimmers weak within minutes. Among its inmates were 3 men who had spent years studying weakness. Frank Morris was known as intelligent, quiet, and patient. Unlike impulsive prisoners, he rarely caused trouble. Guards described him as someone who watched everything. Then there were the Anglin brothers, John Anglin and Clarence Anglin, men raised around water, skilled swimmers from childhood. No one realized they had already begun planning something extraordinary. For months, they worked in silence. Using stolen spoons, makeshift tools, and incredible patience, they slowly widened ventilation openings hidden behind their cells. The work was painfully slow. Dust and debris had to be hidden carefully to avoid suspicion. Noise had to remain minimal. At night, while guards made rounds, the men reportedly used handmade drills fashioned from ordinary prison materials. The prison itself unknowingly helped them. The building was old. Salt air had weakened the concrete around vents over time. What seemed impossible became barely possible. Behind the walls was a hidden maintenance corridor. And beyond that, freedom. Or death. The plan became stranger. Knowing guards routinely checked cells at night, the prisoners created fake heads from soap, paper, and human hair gathered from the prison barber shop. They painted details carefully enough to resemble sleeping faces under dim light. It sounded ridiculous. Until it worked. On the night of June 11, 1962, the men slipped out. Their fake heads remained in bed while guards passed by without noticing. Somehow, they climbed through maintenance spaces and reached the roof. From there, they descended toward the shoreline. Waiting for them was something even more unbelievable. A handmade raft. Constructed from stolen raincoats stitched together and sealed against water. Everything depended on one question. Could they survive the currents? Morning came. The deception collapsed. Guards discovered empty cells. The prison exploded into panic. Search operations began immediately. Helicopters scanned the water. Boats searched nearby areas. The military joined efforts. The coastline was checked repeatedly. Then small pieces of evidence appeared. A floating paddle. Fragments of personal belongings. Part of the raft. To investigators, it suggested only one conclusion: they had drowned trying to escape. The waters around Alcatraz were brutally cold, unpredictable, and violent. Experts argued survival was nearly impossible. Officially, the case leaned toward death. But not everyone believed it. Years passed. Then decades. Rumors never stopped. Some claimed the Anglin brothers had secretly returned to visit family members. Strange photographs surfaced showing men in another country who looked eerily familiar. Others believed Frank Morris had lived quietly under another identity. The problem was simple. No bodies were ever found. Not one. And in a case like this, absence mattered. Because prisons wanted certainty. But certainty never came. Then, 50 years later, something happened that changed everything. A letter surfaced. It claimed to be written by one of the escapees. According to reports, the letter said, "My name is John Anglin. I escaped from Alcatraz in June 1962. The writer claimed all 3 men survived the escape. But survival came at a cost. The letter alleged that the others had since died, while the writer himself was old, sick, and suffering from cancer. Most shocking of all, the writer supposedly offered a deal: medical treatment and limited prison time, in exchange for revealing where he was. The claim exploded into headlines. Could it really be him? Or was it a cruel hoax? Authorities examined the letter carefully. Handwriting experts reviewed it. Fingerprints were studied. DNA possibilities were discussed. But no conclusion ever fully settled the mystery. Some investigators believed parts of it felt authentic. Others dismissed it as impossible. The FBI had officially closed the case decades earlier. But uncertainty returned. Because the biggest assumption, the drowning theory, had always relied on one thing: bodies. And there were none. Over time, new theories emerged. Some researchers argued that the men were more prepared than authorities admitted. The Anglin brothers had experience with water. Weather conditions that night may have been more favorable than originally believed. Others pointed to strange family stories, mysterious flowers left anonymously at funerals, and sightings that never fully disappeared. Were they coincidences? Or proof someone had survived? No one knows. Today, the escape from Alcatraz remains one of the greatest prison mysteries in history. 3 men vanished from the world's most secure prison. No confirmed deaths. No confirmed survival. Only questions. And a letter that arrived half a century later, changing everything people thought they knew.